heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they busted your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank, they see the number. All of my haters feel one of two ways, really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it, no beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it, we'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the field, and go from king and I'm on a Pia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay defeated, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art isn't art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. Initiative stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on. So you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check.
All right, I think we're ready. We're warmed up. We're warmed up. Let's bring it down a notch. Let's bring it down. A little bit of slow skate. A little slow skate. I was challenged before the stream started to pronounce a name correctly. As you know, I have a speech impediment, but I will still pronounce your name. Joe has given me all the additives I need to pronounce his name right. So it's Joe Fodolio. Fodolio. No pasta included. I'm assuming it's Italian. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on Wednesday nights, streaming live to your face, right to your fucking face. This is not a drone show for the plus 65 and angry crowd. This is not a drone show for the minus 20 and not fuck you crowd. This is for like everybody in between crowd. This is for just have a drink. I'll shut up now. This is like when my wife usually tells me to shut up because I dig myself in deeper. I've stuck my heels in. I have dug in deep. I see the lips, a lot of lips. Everybody loves the lips. Tonight we are drinking some quality Bell Cow. This is from J-Dub's Brewery here in Sarasota, Florida. It's a delicious chocolate porter. Alcoholic volume, if you're into that type of thing, is 5.6%. With that being said, let's go ahead. You know what? Lee, Yellow Rose Drones, he says he's over 65. He's okay. He's okay. He's not angry. And if he's angry for the right reasons. Let's bring in my esteemed colleague and wonderful co-host. He's here every week. Hasn't been paid a single dime. I owe him so money in back taxes. Eddie Nunez. Eddie, what are you drinking, Ed?
Hello. I am drinking some extraordinary $8 bottle of wine.
Oh, my God, Eddie. My God, Eddie. You, my friend, just are a wonderful human being. You are a wonderful human being. Eddie, you see all these lips here, Eddie? What's up with all these lips, dude? This is for you.
I know.
Lips.
I'm gonna have to change my name soon. I know it's like
Eddie the Lips. Eddie the Lips. We're already working on the logo.
Yeah. It can go two ways, that channel.
It could. It really could, but it could be good for SEO. You never know. Eddie, how was your Christmas?
It was good. It It was really good. I got some Peter McKinnon stuff. You know, I'm a huge fanboy.
You are a very huge fanboy.
Yeah.
You're a
My
big
wife
you're a big fanboy.
yeah, my wife hooked me up. It almost made me she made me feel bad because gifts from my end from my side this year was on the low end because you know I
Pretty
had to
bad.
splurge on that Mavic 3 Cine.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know, it was good. I got that I got a Peak Design carbon fiber tripod.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice,
And
nice.
the Peter McKinnon backpack, the whole set too, like the one that comes with everything.
Okay. Well, good for
Yeah,
you, man. Good for
feels
you.
like a
Sound
good
like you had
bag
a good
so far.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Nice,
How
man.
about you? How was yours?
You know, it was a weird Christmas, man. We went up to the cabin. We were there from Wednesday, and then we decided, you know, we were missing the family. We were missing all our family. So we ended up leaving Christmas morning, driving all the way back home and making it in time to go to dinner at my brother's house. So it was nice because all three of my two brothers, myself, my mom and dad were there, which is rare that we're all there, not throwing fists. So it was nice. It was like nobody was beating the shit out of each other, which is sometimes what usually happens. But this was nice. So it was a good Christmas, and then we're back to reality. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 37.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
You know, and I started thinking about things like I'm starting to process life 10 years at a time. Like I'm starting to think about life 10 years at a time. And I started thinking to myself, like, holy shit, life is really short. Like when you start adding it up, I'm like, fuck, I better start like doing shit, you know?
I know, and the older you get, the faster time goes.
Oh my God, dude, it's
Af-
crazy. It's
After
crazy.
30,
After 30, it's like, fuck
it's like,
this.
yeah, right?
I don't want to, I don't even want to, I didn't want, I don't have it on Facebook. Like, I don't like, and somehow people knew they were texting me. I'm like, I hid that shit because I don't like to celebrate it. Like after 21, I was just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know.
Mm. So, we got something. We got something in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think
check that out.
everybody's waiting for it.
Look at that, dude.
It is, you know, for the first time, I think, you know, that is sexy. I
It
like
looks. I can't tell you how. I'm gonna save it for the first impressions, like all the details. But I'm gonna just say this: that this is my favorite Evo to date. Right now, it's my favorite Evo. Like my favoriteest Evo of all time is this. After getting a chance to fly it for a couple hours today and like really sort of like understand some things, it is my favorite, like my most favorite Evo. In the hand, it feels. This is the Evo Lite. This is the Evo Lite, and it is slightly bigger than an Air 2S, but slightly smaller than a Mavic 3 or Mavic 2. The carbon fiber arms are interesting, and it's not like they're not fake carbon fiber. It's actually real carbon fiber. And Big Water UAV Solutions, thank you so much. I had to read that comment because I had to slow down. Like sometimes you get a comment that's so out there, you're like, what
yeah.
the fuck? Um, but the carbon fiber arms, I think, are really like an interesting touch. Like it's something different that we really haven't seen on too many drones. Now, how they're going to hold up in the long run is going to be the question because I mean they get scratched, but then you just wipe it away and the scratch disappears. Like it's weird. Um, Unfolded, it's not huge. It's actually like a pretty small footprint. I know it's weird because we've had gray drones for a while. We've had gray drones with every single Mavic, but it's weird because this is the first Autel drone that's gray, and it sort of grows. It's sort of growing on me. I sort of like it.
It
It's
looks it,
it's
it looks
I like it.
fantastic. I like how it
Yeah,
looks. And
and
the
the
carbon
batter
fiber arms with the
yeah,
gray, it's a nice touch.
and the battery sort of goes in like that. Now, even without the battery in it, it still feels very like solid, like it's dense. This battery's heavy, but it feels pretty damn dense. And the way the battery goes in is sort of like bam, and it clicks, but it has a satisfying click. So it's pretty damn interesting. Flying it today, it doesn't fly like my Autel. Like it doesn't fly like my Evo 2 Pro, which I was like, at first I was like, I don't have to do anything to the expo settings. I'm like, what? It was like sort of took me off guard. I was like, oh shit. this flies actually really well right out of the box. So that was actually pretty cool.
How much flight time are you getting, or are you saving that for
All
your
right.
video?
Well, I'll tell you today I flew it for about 35 minutes.
That's
And
great.
I still had room to go.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't want to push it cuz I wasn't really sure, but I flew it for about 35 minutes. I had a stopwatch on. I flew it for 35 minutes and I was like, "Wow, I still actually have battery to spare." And I flew it out I was like about 16 or 1700 feet. And actually I went behind an island and I didn't lose signal. Like with my Evo 2 Pro, I would have lost signal. I would have had breakup. I wasn't getting any of that. So uh, there's a lot to like, and there's some weird things that I don't think people will really like with it. But for the most part, it's really mostly positive. It's really
That's
mostly
good.
positive, which is a nice surprise. It is a
Yeah.
nice surprise.
Yeah.
So let me just jump in this. 85% Mavic copycat. That's like saying the Evo is a Mavic copycat. You can only make a folding drone so many different ways. And honestly, you can only make a folding drone so many ways. So,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Bob Casey asked if I got any footage. I did get footage. I'll have it in a video that's going to be going live on Friday. Uh, I'm just waiting to compile more footage. I'm just doing more. It's funny Autel went to a top mounted battery and DJI went is a rear mounted battery. Well, actually, they're still rear mounted. You can't pull the battery out from the top. They're both rear mounted. It's just they implemented the battery differently than DJI. DJI's battery goes inside and clicks to the same way, and Autel's has to slide in the back, but you can't take it out from the top. It won't work like that. There's like latches all the way through, so it's just different. It's just different. Any word on the Nano? Nano will be in the bag, or I should have the Nano this week. This camera is the 1-inch 6K version, so this has got the 6K camera, and the best of my knowledge and what I can tell, it's slightly different than what's on the Evo 2 Pro. As far as the color goes, it's very different. It doesn't have a lot of the issues that I noticed with the Evo 2 Pro. So there's definitely been some changes, at least with the color science, at least with the camera itself, but we'll have to wait, test it. I'll have to get more information from the Autel team when I see them next week in Vegas. So, but overall, first impressions are very, very positive. I don't have a lot of negative to say about this, but give me like a week and I'll find something.
Sounds like you like it so far.
Yeah, so far I like it. I like the size of it. I mean, the other thing is the controller. Like,
Is that a new controller?
yeah, this is the new controller. It reminds me a lot of like the Parrot controller, sort of,
It
but
looks like it, yeah.
more like a an Xbox controller. It feels really solid though. Like it's not like built like cheap. It doesn't feel shitty or cheap in the hand, which is nice. They did go ahead and make it to where the sticks are removable, but in Autel's infinite wisdom, where the fuck do you put the sticks when you take them out? Like I'm looking all over this device and I'm like, where would I put a stick if I took it out? I mean, I guess could you put it under here? Could you? I mean, you can't really. That doesn't work. There's nowhere where you can stick the effing stick after you
Sticks,
take them out.
sticks.
Like, yeah, like you can't put like, so it's like sort of defeats the purpose of making them removable because you can't mount them anywhere on the RC, which is sort of silly. But the RC feels good. So, B man, appreciate you, brother, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, this is an evaluation unit, though, Eddie. So this particular unit is an evaluation unit. It's not a consumer ready unit. So something may change. Like they may have it to where on the consumer units that the sticks have like a dedicated spot on the controller.
Yeah.
I doubt that they will, because usually when they do this type of stuff, it's usually final, but there could be a possibility that they make it to where something is removable, which I don't know why they would give us a quality control unit like that, but that's sort of how they did it. So, it is what it
Now,
is, but
now
it is nice to see.
is that a true 6K camera or is it 5.4K? Blah blah
The-
blah.
Yeah, it's 6K is still 5.9K. It's still 5.9K. They're calling it 6K, but it's 5.9K.
It's right there.
I mean, That's like me like watching, Pornhub and searching for, I don't know, anal, and it's like he sort of puts it in, but he doesn't. It's still anal. Um, there you go. This just became an unfriendly show. Like everybody's like, I'm a Southern Baptist. I don't put up with that type of shit. Bullshit. Yes, you do. I know what you do in your spare time.
But you called me on the last live stream. I was hitting my favorite playlist.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You were hitting that favorite playlist. Um, yeah, and Chad B just said, he goes, the remote is the same as the Nano. There's nowhere to put the sticks. Like, that is such a dumb thing to do. That's such a dumb thing to do. They could have put it here, like make a spot right here where you can put the sticks. Like, just put a little indentation, put the stick. I mean, like, or even make it to where, like, somewhere underneath here, you can put the sticks. Like, it would have been a thoughtful thing to do, but they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're going to make something removable, you have to make somewhere for you to stow it. And they failed to supply the necessary cavity to put that in.
Crazy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Arco, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. But like I said, I do like the controller. I do feel like it does feel good in the hand. If you're somebody who pinches, you might find that the controller is a little bit cramped. I find it to be a little bit cramped. But if you're a thumber, you're going to be just fine. It feels very, very comfortable in the hand. It is a lot more of a welcome change than the previous generation. Reception, I think that the reception is actually the most impressive aspect of this. Is the reception changed dramatically. Like I said, like usually I'm pretty critical with products like latency. Like I'm usually tearing it apart, and I'm just sort of pleasantly surprised. Like I'll wait till Friday because, like I said, I really don't have a lot of negative things to say about it. It's a great little drone. And I think that like the Sky app, it's so weird. They call it the Sky app, which I think is sort of ironic because it's like opposite of Fly, it's Sky. I almost feel like it's the same company sometimes. But I think that like the Sky app is in its juvenile stages. Like if you remember when the Fly app was first introduced, the Fly app was very limited. It was like a lot of people didn't like the Fly app. They were like, oh, this has got a lot of stripped out features.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the Sky app right now. Like they're going to have to get to a point where they can make it to where people are happy with it again. And that's the Sky app right now. Some things are great, but it's almost too simplistic.
So I'm very unfamiliar with Autel products. Never even flown one. So the Sky app is a new app that they created for this series, or it's something that was being utilized prior?
Say that again.
The Sky app, is that something new that they created for this particular drone, or is this something?
This is something new. So it used to be the Autel Explorer app, and then before that, it was like it was an entirely different app. They used to use like an XStar app. I forgot what the app was called at the time, but it was a different application before. But now it is the Sky app is going to be the new app going forward, at least for the new line of drones. The Evo 2 Pro and the Evo is still going to use the Explorer app. So, but like that's a much more mature application. Like they've had a lot of time to develop that. So it's going to take them some time to make the Sky application to be on par, I think, with that. It's getting better. So, I mean,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your review. It would be nice if Autel really came through with a direct competitor to the Air 2S. Would you say this is a competition to the Air 2S?
Yeah. In some ways it is, and then some ways it's not. Like, there's some things I think the Air 2S does amazing, and there's some ways that this does not. Like, I know people are like, "Oh, does this have 10-bit color?" As of right now, no, it does not, because you don't have any way to address a color profile. Like if you go into the application, you say, I want to shoot in log. There's no log. There's no log in this. You just have one standard profile. Now, in my testing today, that standard profile has a pretty crazy amount of dynamic range, but there's no creative profiles such as log or like a Cine-like profile. There's nothing like that. Now, they could add that in later, like again, because this is an evaluation unit. They could add that in, but as of right now, they don't have it.
Yeah, and something else I noticed is that, and Chad mentioned it in the chat, it only shoots 4K 30, doesn't have 4K 60.
So right? Yeah, 4K 30. The 4K 30 or 6K 30 frames per second. There's no 60 frames per second enabled on these. At least what I could see.
Got it.
So I mean, but again, do I think that's going to be something that will come later? Possibly. I think after CES, we'll see a major update to that application, which will in turn change what we see here. I think that these are being limited. I don't know why that is, but again, I don't know. But it is interesting. Does the Autel app run as smooth as the DJI Fly app? I mean, it runs pretty damn decent, I think. I mean, I didn't have any problems today. It wasn't crashing. I used it on Android and I used it on my iPhone. So I used it both ways and I didn't notice a negligible difference either. Like it wasn't a massive difference between the two. They performed identical. So I think it runs perfectly fine, to be honest. And the only difference is you can download both of these apps from their correspondent app stores. It's not hosted on their websites like DJI has theirs on their website. So yeah.
I wonder, is their smart controller going to be compatible with this new line of drones?
Now, that was a question I did ask, and I wasn't. They didn't give me an immediate comment on that. My guess is because they're both the V2 chipsets, yes. But then part of me thinks no, because man, I'm telling you, the transmission signal, at least on the Lite, is entirely leaps and bounds different than the Evo 2 Pro V2. The Evo 2 Pro V2, even different than my commercial unit, which is the V2. It just, dude, it's really good. It's really good. Now, I'm not saying it's better than OcuSync, but like it's right on par with OcuSync 2. It's not OcuSync 3, but it's right on par with OcuSync as far as latency and transmission feed, like the smoothness of the feed. And I was out pretty far and I was behind an object and it was still maintaining a very, very solid signal. It was promising. And I think I was talking to Lon on the phone earlier and he's like, you sound like you're shocked. And I said, well, I am shocked. I am shocked because I was expecting it to fucking suck. And he goes, maybe you're so surprised because it doesn't suck that it's like making the experience better because you had an anticipation for it to fail. Right.
Right.
And it's true. Like my anticipation was, okay, this is not going to be as good as my Mavic 3, or it's not going to be as good as my Air 2S. But, and I was flying and I'm like, pretty good. So, I mean, it's just how it goes. Yeah. So definitely like it. Trying to get caught up on the comments here. Autel site shows 4K 60 for the Lite Plus. It's not available as of right now. So again, this is an evaluation unit. Like, do I have to fucking say this again? This is an evaluation unit. Probably by the time that you receive the drone, it will probably have 4K 60 and maybe even log footage. Who knows? But as of right now, this does not. I didn't see it there. So.
Yeah. It's one of those things where we'll get it with firmware. That's going to be the new thing now, the new model going forward with technology, I think.
High-tech hillbilly, if you cannot fly it with missions, it's twice. I don't give a fuck about missions. I don't fly my shit with fucking missions. I don't care about fucking missions. I don't care about fucking missions. Say it again. Say it fucking again. Out of this chat. I don't give a fuck if you're a long-time subscriber. I don't give a shit. Bye. Don't give a fuck if it can't fly without missions. I'm done.
Well, that's a fast way to piss them off.
Who the fuck flies their drone with missions? I don't buy a drone to fly a drone with missions. If I wanted a drone to fly its fucking self, I'd buy a Skydio if I wanted it to fly itself. I fly a drone because I want to be in control of everything that drone is doing. Like waypoints and missions are my trigger point. You want to trigger me? You want to put me over the edge? Talk about waypoints and missions. Fucking say waypoints one more time. Say waypoints one more time. Think I'm playing. Fucking unbelievable. It's a toy if it can't fly missions. Got a fucking vibrator from 2022. It's fucking fly waypoints. Fucking dumbasses.
Holy shit.
Dude, I don't like waypoints. I think it's stupid. Like, it's the stupidest shit. Like, what do you want it to do? I'm gonna put it on one mission here. I'm gonna press the button. push the button and it goes off and it takes a photo. Oh, it snapped. Oh, that photo, the drone snapped. There's no enjoyment. There's no enjoyment.
Yeah, it's I've never used mission. The closest intelligent flight mode is hyperlapse, and that's
Hyperlapses, you know, but again, like you're still in control to a certain extent.
Right.
It's got a purpose that the end result is going to look good. There's nothing sexy about a mission like this. You want waypoints, you want missions. Evo 2, Evo 2 Pro, Evo 2, the commercial drone. If you want to get a hard on over waypoints and missions, the Sky app is very stripped down. It's so stripped down. A fucking idiot could fly this drone without crashing it. Okay, this is the idiot's Autel. If you're like me and you're a fucking idiot and you drink more than you can physically handle, and you know, if you're like me and have a 540 credit score, this drone is for you. Okay, this drone is for you. Okay, this is the everyman's layman's, like, this is the drone for you if you just want to sit back and just fucking fly. That's it. You just want to fly. It's an everyman's drone. It's an everyman's drone. That's what it's for. I mean, this is a casual drone. Not every drone has to be a professional drone, and that's like what I don't understand. If you need something that does something else, okay, there's 100 other drones that do exactly what you need it to do. Scotty Cardo says missions are like having auto suck at the end of your pecker. Pretty much. There's no enjoyment in that. There's no enjoyment in that. Why do I got to get so riled up so early on in the show? We're only 26 minutes in, and somebody's got to just trigger the fuck out of me.
I know. You know what? The next question is going to trigger you too. I know it's coming.
What's that?
There's rumors out there of a new DJI product.
Don't say it, Eddie. Don't say it, Eddie.
You already know.
Don't even say it. Don't even say it. I did see rumors of this option. I've seen rumors of it, and I'm sure it's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to happen because there is going to be 2 new tiny little drones on the market. What are you doing, Eddie? What are you doing?
B-man just text me. You have a price. Yeah. He's like, you have a price tag at the bottom.
Oh, shit.
B-man, it's going to be returned after today's stream. That's why it's still on.
Yeah, you're going to return that shit to the dollar store. Yeah. No, but I mean, overall, here's the thing. I look at it this way. If somebody doesn't like what a drone does, don't buy it. You've got other options. You can buy whatever you want. Don't buy it. Buy it. Don't buy it. I don't give a shit. I really don't. It's like people gripe over the stupidest shit. Like, who cares? Like,
yeah.
like if I had a company and I was developing something, I'm going to develop something that I have in my mind. I'm not like, because what I know I'm developing in my mind, somebody else may say, you know what? I like that idea. I'm going to buy that idea. So that's why you do that. I don't understand.
Yeah, and there's a lot of options out there now. Like a lot of solid options that you can go with.
Luis Manuel de los Cabos says, okay, calm down. Luis, fuck you. In case you're wondering, this is not a Ken Heron stream. I don't ask for super chats. I don't ask for super chat trains. Instead, what I do is I have a banhammer train here. I have a gangbang of moderators, and I don't see a wrench next to your name. So let me show you how my moderator gangbang works. They're going to see this, and they're going to be like, fuck you. Don't tell them what to do. And they're just going to gangbang the fuck out of you with their moderator badges. Because, again, you're dealing with the wrong Ken. I don't fucking drink or eat pigeon jerky. I don't give a fuck. I don't make funny jokes here. This is for the people that actually make money off of YouTube. Okay? Fuck them.
There you go.
Gangbang them. There it is. That's how it goes. Bangity bang bang bang. Anybody else today? No? Okay. Cool. God bless it. Anyways, this is a good show, Eddie. Isn't it a great day? It's a beautiful day.
I think, is that a sweater you're wearing? No wonder you're a little hot today.
I am wearing a sweater. It was cold, but now it's not. I mean, it's just, what am I drinking today? Apparently acid. Wait, I'm fired up. This is it's a milk chocolate porter. See, like, look, I love when they bang them out of here, and then I could still see that they're trying to comment. They can't. I'm like, you're trying, but you've got no voice. It's so little. Eddie, I met some guy today. I was flying this out by the water. I was flying this out by the water. We'll allow that.
Yeah.
And I turn around and I'm like, that's an FPV drone. And I'm like, that's a DJI FPV drone. And I look down the road and this gentleman's flying the FPV drone. So I walked down there and I was like, hey, how do you like the drone? You know, we're just talking. And we were just like talking back and forth. He was telling me about his Mavic, talking about like the new updates with the FPV drone. Cause I haven't flown the FPV drone in a hot minute. And but it was just cool because like he was out there flying over the water. And then I was going to leave. And I was like, oh, what's your name? Because I'm like, I never see any pilots. Like I never see pilots. So anytime there's a pilot like locally, I'm like, I got to know who this person is.
Yeah.
So it was just cool to see like another pilot. So his name's Steve. So maybe Steve's out there watching. Steve's a good guy.
It's crazy how only a drone pilot can instantly hear another drone in the air.
Yo,
Like,
as soon as I heard it, I knew exactly what it was. The FPV drone has such a distinct sound. FPV drone has such a distinct sound. Like you hear that shit, like, and you're like, yep, FPV drone. And like,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's just weird. Like you can hear certain things. Like I can hear a Mavic and I'm like, all right, that's a Mavic. The Mavic 3, I haven't been able to like pinpoint, but like the Evo, you sort of know the path. Like another distinct drone. Remember the old Air 2, the Airs, the Mavic Airs? Like you can pick an Air off like a mile away.
Yeah, the first Air, holy crap.
Yeah.
That was an aggressive freaking pitch. Sounded like a bee. Remember that?
Yeah, it was like a bee,
First
dude.
Air? Yeah, the first Air was ridiculous.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool to see somebody else there. I was actually, what tripped me was I was like, all right, well, I know how far he is. So what I was doing, I was just making sure I was up higher than he was, because I was like, man, last thing I want to do is collide with him and lose this drone, or lose his drone for that matter. And then I'm like buying 2 drones, but it was all good. It was all good. It was all good. So I'm gonna try to take this out tonight. I got a Lume Cube. I've got 1 extra Lume Cube. So one cool thing is I could put the Lume Cube on the battery, and it's not going to affect anything. So I'll just tape it, and it should work fine. Put a Lume Cube on there. I'm going to try to fly it at night. I'm just curious to see what the nighttime footage will look like with this. It does have some nighttime photo options, which I think are pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. They're calling it the Moonlight algorithm.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Like, what a name.
A Moonlight algorithm for night shooting.
Woo, Moonlight algorithm.
Yeah.
So is that really what they're calling that? The Moonlight algorithm?
Yeah, it's on their site. Moonlight algorithm is what that features is called for filming at night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we're calling that. Okay, shit. Let's just take a look at this. Moonlight algorithm. Really?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. Evo Lite, cut through the darkness, take back the night. Discover the world by moonlight, equipped with a 1-inch CMOS sensor. Autel's intelligent moonlight algorithm. The Evo Lite can capture crisp, vibrant details at night with low noise, even when the Autel ISO is cranked up high. Well, we're gonna have to put that to the test tonight, man. These photos look amazing, but is this video or photos? That looks like Hong Kong. Beautiful city. So much smog. Looks amazing. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see. I don't know. Why is my voice echoing? We'll have to try it out. We'll test it. Matthew Bagwell wants me to test it hard. We will test it hard. So we'll give it a go. We'll see. Maybe this impresses me a little bit more. I do like the fact that the GPS locks pretty quickly. My Mavic 3 GPS takes about a year and a day to lock GPS signal. Starting to lose patience with it, Edward.
That's it's weird because some people have success. Like in my previous Mavic 3, my GPS lock was immediate. like instant.
I agree.
So,
Eddie, how's your new drone? Any Javier 95 wants to know, Eddie, how is the new drone? Any horizon or disconnect issues?
it's sitting right here, Javier. Look,
You
let me
you
show it.
fly that? You send it yet?
No, not at all. Look, look at the batteries. Look at the batteries.
Oh man, you haven't even flown that, dude.
No, it's still in the box. I haven't even charged them. Look.
How far have you flown that, Eddie?
Well, this one, this one only maybe
How far are you flown your Mavic 3, Eddie?
not far at all. Look at the remote. It's still
Shit,
everything is wrapped.
All wrapped up, Eddie.
Yeah.
You
No,
just-
I
you just
Javier,
can't-
I'll have an answer for you next week. I guess I'm gonna go out this weekend and fly it.
You bet you got to put it through the air, Eddie. You got to run it through some paces, Ed. Low miles, low miles. Eddie said he's going to sell it. Low miles. He's not impressed with it. He's not impressed with it. Crypto Man said my new drone disconnected, flew, and crashed. DJI is giving a hassle over it. Yeah, that's really a bummer. I heard that. Eddie told me that you had an issue.
So every day, if you look at the comments on that disconnect video that I made, it wasn't a disconnect video, but it turned out to be one.
Yeah.
Every day, I'm getting 2 people commenting on that video saying that their drone almost had a flyaway or crash landed because it just auto lands. It goes into a forced auto land feature because of the disconnects. And some people I've been asking, some people is having this issue with the RC, with the RC Pro, others with the standard RC. So it's pretty weird.
Yeah, that's it's weird. I just don't trust it that much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't feel this is why I haven't flown my drone, because I don't want to go into an urban environment where I live. And like, first of all, I'm not gonna go to Flushing and fly inside of a circle. That's stupid for buying a drone to fly inside of a circle. And I don't want to fly it anywhere where this thing might just fly away, crash into a building, land on somebody's head or a car. I mean, like, I don't want to be on the news.
I've had this. This is my third Mavic 3, and the GPS takes an incredibly long time to lock. Like, it seems stable, like, once it goes, but then I had a couple of issues where it said I had 15 satellites and I would take off and I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And it's drifting backwards, and I land it and then I take off again and I take off again. It's fine. But like an untrained pilot may just send it up higher and think, oh, it's going to get better the higher I go. And it doesn't get better. And you just make the situation worse. I don't know. I think that's something that they can address possibly in the software, maybe make it, you know, like, be a little bit more true. Maybe it's not representing the correct values in satellites. I'm not really sure, but I think that's something, again, with firmware they can work on.
Yeah. And DJI was very interested in seeing my flight logs. They were actively sending me messages through Twitter. And finally, it got to a point where it was getting aggravated just answering all their questions. I said, look, I'm returning it. This is the serial number. I'm sure once this gets back to your factory, you can do all the testing you want.
Just a quick update. Louis Cabos is back. Everybody asks Louis how his butt is. Louis, I see you've given me a pickle and a picture of a pear. I'm assuming do you need more? Would you like more, sir? Are you asking for more?
Yo, this stuff only happens in the original Dobo stream.
I mean, it's a picture of a pear and a cucumber. I mean, Louis, you tell me. Let's have a safe word first, Louis. Let's have a safe word. Let's have the safe word something like I don't know, RTH. Let's like return to home. That's your safe word, Louis. Return to home. Fuck, whatever. I don't care. You could stay, Louis. It's fine. It's fine. We banged you out enough. Please, sir, may I have another?
Louis came back for more, so
he's just like, I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Lon says one thing they did was hold home point announcement until you have more sats. For now, yeah, it helps, but it doesn't help. I think there's still a problem there. Like, they still need to address. It's not flushed out 100%. I think it can be better. It's just not quite 100% there. it's important to recognize that the Mavic 3 still, after the latest update, is not 100%. It's getting better. It's getting better, but it's not 100%. So
I wonder what update we will see in January, because I know the
But-
update that we were waiting for, we got ahead of time, right?
yeah, but you think that was the update? Maybe that was an update that was always intended to happen.
That's true.
You know, and the reality is, they're prepping probably another product. I can't help but wonder, like, maybe some of the problems they're having is maybe the component manufacturers, where they're being supplied. Somebody also told me something about, like, they silently made like a V2 version. Was that you, Eddie? Like, you said
Yeah.
something about they made a V2 version.
Yeah. So let me get it. So supposedly online, if the first Mavic 3s didn't come with a foam guard for your gimbal, and now the new one does. This is the first time I'm taking this thing out.
Let me see.
Where is it? Oh, right
Where's
here.
it?
So you see this right here? Let me focus. This was not included. This was not included
Yeah,
with
I
the
didn't
first
get that. I didn't get that.
Yeah, and now it's in their newer shipments.
Okay.
And it just says remove
Before flight.
before use. Yeah.
Yeah, before
But-
use.
So people online are saying that if you got it with this, technically this is a V2 version. I mean,
yeah?
who knows?
I don't know.
So they say, but
Seems like a stretch. I mean, I'm a gambling person, so I like to try and buy like shit that's I like to live life on the bleeding edge because you only live once. But I get it. I don't know.
yeah, a lot of people are saying I didn't get it with they didn't get it with that foam thing.
Yeah.
What is in the V2?
Who knows? Maybe it's different components.
Foam.
Yeah, foam. You get foam. Fucking foam.
Foam is in the V2. Foam and
Foam.
who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
There was a picture online though with the 4G dongle on the top. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
but
saw that.
can you imagine having a 4G dongle? How far that would fly with a 4G dongle?
Oh, you can go unlimited.
You go unlimited. But why would you need to go that far? You don't need to go that far.
Well, like if I want to spy on my brother's home in New Jersey.
Why would you want to do that though, Eddie?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't fly that far, Eddie. You don't fly
No.
that far. Your battery's not going to make it that far.
Yeah, there's no reason to. The only reason why I would love the 4G dongle is just to ensure that you have consistent signal.
Yeah, I think that's what I would want it for. I would just want it to have, the combat against interference in urban environments. I think that would be amazing. But then it's like, well, do you have to wait for it to get signal to be able to actually use it? Like, so it's like, where does it actually supersede? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I
don't
wonder how much it will cost. There has to be a monthly cost to it.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a monthly fee. There's more and more connected devices, more now than ever. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, though.
Yeah,
but
I highly doubt we'll see that here in the States, though.
Oh, the 4G dongle?
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't need to fly that far. No, nobody, like, reality is like 2,000, 3,000 feet. I think is more than enough for most people. Like, you can do a lot within that parameter of flight, I think. How much latency do you introduce with something like that? That's another question. Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? Like the owl cam. Yes, exactly. Does the Autel Lite have geofencing? No, there is absolutely no geofencing. Don't ask me how I know this. Don't ask me how I tested that today. But no, there is no geofencing. There is no geofencing. It does tell you that there's an airport nearby, but it will not stop you from taking off. You still have to be a responsible pilot, but it does not stop you. So there is still no geofencing present on Autel drones, which I think is pretty cool. It's nice to be able to fly unhindered. If you can get a LANC authorization, it is nice that you can just sort of take off and be smart about it. Have you any knowledge on the new Smart Controller Bundle Air 2S been replaced for the RC Pro? We had listings on them. We had some for a little bit, but I haven't seen any more. So I don't know what's going on with that as far as that goes. Not really sure. Did you happen to see BK on Ken's channel take his Mavic 3 to 1%? Who? Burger King.
BK, the
Who the fuck's
Whopper.
BK? Who's fucking BK?
I think he's that Whopper FPV guy, Whopper Junior.
Whopper FPV.
Whopper FPV.
What? Ken Booth. Where's Ken Booth?
Sounds like a MMA fighter.
Oh, Billy Kyle. A lot of Billy Kyles. Eddie, drop me a Billy Kyle emoji.
Yeah, I'm thinking you want to see Billy, right?
There you go. Just get a little. I'll do it.
There you go.
There we go. I got a little Billy Kyle emoji.
Little Billy.
Eddie, did you see that video?
I did.
That video. Let me look.
I saw that video.
You did.
Yes.
I don't really watch Ken Heron stuff, but 10-mile trip. So I did watch this. I did watch it. I
mean, everybody's worried about the 1% battery. You
Yeah.
know, my question on the battery thing though was,
Yeah.
I wonder that I want Billy to track that battery. I want to know would it puff pretty much like the Mavic batteries?
I
Like
don't
the
think
Mavic
I don't think it I don't think it will pluff. Billy took his drone out 20,000 feet. Yeah.
Ken Heron is mad annoying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree. So here's my thing with that. Like I'm good friends with Billy. You're good friends with Billy.
Yeah.
I like Billy. I like Billy. Here's my big problem with that video. If you're going to post some content like that where it's zero risk and endangerment to yourself, but you're posting something where somebody's doing something where it could be somewhat questionable, don't post it, right? That's my thing on that video. Like, the risk isn't on Ken Heron. The risk is on Billy. Like, but Ken's making the video, clearly, because Ken doesn't have a Mavic 3. So my thought is, don't post the fucking video, Ken. Like, that's stupid as fuck. Like, that's reckless. And like, I'm pretty much one of the last people like that will ever like, be very, very crazy about the rules. Like, I think there's certain rules in the drone world that are like, they just don't make a lot of sense. Like having to have a visual observer when you're flying FPV and you're under a certain altitude. Like I think that's silly. Like, I think that's silly because the risk is minimal. But when you're flying something out that many feet, that many thousand feet, and you're flying in the area they were, you're at a tourist destination. What flies in tourist destinations? You have low flying planes flying those banners. You have tour choppers. There's a lot of things. Like, don't encourage that type of shit. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like Billy specifically would never do, like, he just doesn't do that type of stuff unless if somebody coaxed it. So
Yeah.
that's my thing, is like I don't know. Part of me is like fucking disappointed, like with Ken, like stop doing shit just for views. I get it, you do YouTube. Maybe you shouldn't do that shit for just fucking views, because you got to think, like, if FAA calls or somebody calls, guess what? It ain't going to be calling for Ken Heron, because he's
Exactly.
just the guy putting up the video.
Exactly.
Like that's like me pulling a grenade pin and passing it off to somebody and saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, I just pulled that pin. You're fucked." Like, that's the equivalent to that. Like, and I get it. Like, here's my thing. I get it. Like, I don't care how much blowback this gets. I really don't. Because I'm like so distant from this whole, like, that whole genre. Like I get it. Ken has his audience that are like his diehard fans, and like they're gonna get butthurt that I'm talking about their boy. I don't give a fuck. Fuck your boy. What he did was stupid as shit. And sometimes somebody has to smack somebody down like that and say, dude, you were fucking wrong. Why do you surround yourself with yes people? Why do you surround yourself with yes people? You want all your fans and your followers to say, yeah, I love what you do. I love what you do. Don't tell me when I'm wrong, but I love what you do. That was stupid as shit. That's it. That's just it.
Yeah, I look at
It was
this.
stupid as shit. Like I think one last thing. I'm sorry. I think range tests are stupid as shit. Like we all know that these things can fly crazy far. Like, but are you going to ever really do that? No. So why fucking do the range? It's stupid as shit. It's just we don't need that type of we don't need that type of we don't need that type of attention. One second. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I look at this scenario as, you know, like you said, we're good friends with Billy, and I know that he always has great intentions and he wants to do the right thing, and he's a great person for the community. But this is a what? What? Oh, this is a situation where you went to the bar for that one drink, and then unfortunately you had a bad influence, and they got you shit faced, or this is the type of situation where you go to Vegas, right? And then what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is, like, if you look at the definition of the rule line of sight, like if you definitively look at the definition, it's unaided. That means you cannot use binoculars, and you can, if it was legal to stagger, let's say, visual observers every, whatever, and have that, then a lot of companies would be doing that. You have to file for waivers to be doing that. And the problem I have with that is as I'm scrolling through reading the comments, some of the remarks were, well, you talk to the pilot. What? Talk to the pilot?
Yeah.
Fucker, you're the one putting this video together. You're the one splicing this shit together. And talk to the pilot. You coax this shit. Like, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Like, and normally I don't. Normally I don't. But like when something is done so stupidly and you're just doing something just for the sheer clicks of it, like there is catastrophic damage. And after, like, myself having to talk to the FAA four times this year, I've had to answer the phone, talk to a FSDO, explain my case, go over all my log, provide them all of the registrations. Literally all of my quads are registered. I have to have a registration. I had to prove to them that they're registered. I had to provide them the locations of where I flew for some of these places because they required LANC authorizations, and they wanted to verify that I did in fact have a LANC authorization to fly there. Like, you have to keep all these logs. It's not a fucking game. This is a hobby, but it's a hobby that also has consequences if things are done incorrectly. And to me, like, I don't know. I expect it more. I expect it more, especially like when it's like somebody within, like, and you think of it as a peer. I expect more from your peers.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Billy was just put, directly in front of line of fire.
Yeah.
And, they're the same individuals that put him in that place. They're not there to defend him now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sucks because, like, when shit goes down sideways, like I was flying, FAA called me, was flying, claiming that I had no visual observer, which at this case I actually did. And it's like, for a while I wasn't flying. I was like, shit, I'm not going to fly without a visual observer now. So now it's like, if I'm going to go fly, I have to literally phone a friend or bring my daughter with me because I don't want to have to incur that same, like, I don't want to have those conversations because after a period of time, those conversations go from conversations to where you're being flagrantly ignorant to the infractions that are occurring. So it's like you got to stick within those realms. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
And quadcopters and tech, I totally disagree with your comment. He wrote, it was not instigated. Billy made that decision on his own 100%. While that is true,
okay, that's fine. Then let him put it on his channel then.
Right.
Let him put it on his channel then. If he wanted that to go out there, let him put it on his channel. Let him put it on his channel. That's my thought on that. But again, But again, like that's the mentality of it, is like, what I could say a lot. I could say a lot. Like I could fucking level it. I really could.
Yeah, I think it's best that situation handle itself on its own. And
I again, I don't think it's a good judgment call. I think that both of them should have said nope. Like it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. Period. Just not a good look. Right. And you know what? He did give him that. But it's again, like you got two of the top end names in the industry. Pull it. Just pull it. Because like you pull it, there's not really shit like they can do at that point. Like you if it's not online, they can't do really, and even if somebody sends it to them, they can't do anything. So pull it. You know. That's just yeah. I don't know. Disappointed. That's all I can say. Dash says, I hope they do pull it. Well, we hope, because like what have we learned this year from like all the shit that's went down, like the craziest fines of our time. Like what have we learned this year? Like come on. Like, you know, even myself, I have to slow down. Like when I want to get something up in the air, I'm excited to get it in the air. I have to slow down, double check things, because anything could happen and you can lose it in a blink of an eye. You just have to slow down and think, like, is this really worth it? Like, I get it. As a creator, you want to get those views, and you know damn well something like that is going to rack up the views. But at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I just hope that he pulls it down. That's all.
yeah, Bob Casey says Geeks Vana resigned as his co-host.
Really? Wow. And the problem I have with like Ken, and I liked Ken for a while, but the problem is everything to him is a fucking joke. Everything to him is a fucking joke. And like, there's some things that they're just not a joke. And people are like, oh, lighten up. No, fuck that. There's some things that just are not a joke. Like, it's just not a joke anymore. And that to me is like, I don't care. Like, you know, part of me goes back to thinking of Spin Up. When I was at Spin Up, when he threw ice at me, and Lon turned around and said to Ken, he goes, Lon, I shit you not. Lon turns around and says, if that ice hits me, I'm going to fuck you up. That's what Lon said to Ken Heron at Spin Up. And I said to Lon, I said, calm down. It'd be all right. Hindsight, I would have liked to see what would have happened if I would have just let Lon do his thing. Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for tonight's stream. My name's Ken. I'm your Antichrist of drone YouTube. And stay original.
Peace.
I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Yeah. Baby, all my exes just drinking themselves crazy tonight. Baby, I should call and say, told you I'd be right. Wondering how long it was before you realized the biggest mistake of your life, and now you're paying the price. Oh, is it confidence or confusion?